Hey everyone! Today's video is about when you get injured taking a blow for them. So, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get this going. Katsukibago. It was getting hard when the two of you were fighting a villain who could create multiple versions of himself, while Bago's incredible instinct helped them attack most of the illusions, jumping at him. He felt to notice one, lunging at him from the back. There was way too little time for you to use your quirk, so the only thing you could do to protect your boyfriend was to use yourself as a physical barrier. Balka's head flipped around instantly at the sound he made as the villain's knife pierced your body. One. So far, Balka has always thought before attacking, but for the first time, he cannot think straight. The side of your body hitting the ground with a knife in you has set him off. His body reacts at the speed he didn't know he was capable of reaching. The vein that was once over your body is now blasted away, writhing with burns on his body he may never recover from. But he isn't spared even a glance from the hero. Baku is shaking, but he doesn't know if it's because he's angry or scared. He's scared. He's never been this scared in his whole life. Why, speak. Hell, say something. And when you don't move, he feels his chest drop to earth. He's kneeling, but he feels himself fall 100 miles. His mouth is dry, so dry that even talking hurts, but he manages to call for an ambulance. He curses under his breath, trying not to let his tears obstruct his vision as he does his best to make sure you're breathing. Once you're in a hospital and the doctors have confirmed that despite major blood loss, you will live, he can physically feel the fear that was keeping his anger down low. Snap. He's so angry, he has every intention to making the villain feel the same amount of pain that you felt, and worse. It's not for Kirishima stopping him and reminding him that it's not what you have wanted. Bago would have not hesitated to do something that would tarnish his hero name forever. Izuku Midoriya. It's common knowledge that Izuku has absolutely no regard for his safety. So when the villains you and your team were fighting started attacking civilians, Izuku didn't hesitate to jump between the two. But he knew that Izuku couldn't take the blow without being severely hurt, and if you couldn't take it, there's no way in hell you could. Still, you were not about to sit and watch the boy you love be injured, so you shielded Izuku, and it hurt like hell. 1 second you couldn't breathe from the pain, and next you passed out. It all happened so quick, it took Izuku a moment to realize that he hadn't been hit, and another to realize that you had. For Izuku, time stopped. The only thing you could pay attention to was whether you were breathing or not. He saw your chest rise and air filled his lungs. Luckily, the rest of the team dealt with the balance because Izuku was next to your side and had no intention of leaving you anytime soon. He tried hard to not get overwhelmed by his emotions as he attempted to check your pulse and let out a muffled sob when he found one. You were alive. His team called for help. The paramedics couldn't pull Izuku away from you, no matter how hard they tried. The whole ride to the hospital, his mind was so clouded by his thoughts that he felt like he actually couldn't see. It was a constant loop of blaming himself for what happened to you and being terrified about your well-being. It was only when the doctors confirmed that you were okay that Izuku felt like he could breathe again. He spent his every waking second next to your unconscious form, and the minute you woke up, he bombarded you with kisses and hugs and promises to do better. Todoroki Shoto. Todoroki sometimes lets his emotions get the best of him, especially when his father is involved. So when the villain you two had cornered started comparing Shoto to Endeavor. He was entrapped with an ice before he could even finish his sentence. In that instant, Shoto had forgotten the villain had a quirk that let him face through the ice. In Shoto's memory, what happened next was both extremely hazy and highly detailed. At the same point, the villain, once frozen in ice, was in front of him, with his gun pointed at Shoto's heart. He heard a bang, but he didn't feel any pain. Instead, what he saw was a flash of your hair in front of him. For a second, Shoto stood confused, but as the pool of blood around you grew bigger and brighter, his eyes widened with realization. What Shoto felt in that moment can be best described as sheer terror. He was terrified at the thought that he could lose you any moment now. Out of the corner of his eyes, he saw the villain lifting his gun again. The villain was captured in flames all over his body for just enough time to make him pass out from the pain. Shoto didn't hold any anger towards the villain, because at that time, all he could think about was you. Please be okay. With a shaky voice, he managed to call for help, and as soon as he ended the call, Shoto broke down in tears, because, please, not you. When the ambulance came to take the two of you, Shoto didn't speak a word the whole time, only the question about you. Once it was confirmed that the bullet didn't hit any major organs and that you were okay, Shoto's fear subsided, but other thoughts took its place. His feelings led to someone he cared about getting hurt. Was he really that much different from his father? His thoughts would gnaw at him until he'd wake up, and Shoto would realize that the only thing that matters is that you're still here. Dabby, you are not a villain, and you hated that Dabby was, especially when you could see the good in him. You reasoned with him many times to let go of his villainous work. Dabby didn't exactly comply, but he did reduce his terracing to a smaller scale. Once again, he was out creating trouble, and you trailed him, because stop it now, Dabby, you're better than this. What Dabby didn't know was that his location was leaked to a few heroes, and within a few seconds, the two of you were surrounded by a group of heroes determined to capture Dabby. Dabby was doing a good job of using his flames to keep the villains far from the two of you, but he was using his quirk too much. The heat of his quirk got to him, and he stopped for just 1 second. But all that those highly trained heroes wanted was that one tiny opening, and one of the power-type heroes came charging in with a punch. There wasn't much time to think, and he didn't want Dabby to get hurt, so all you could manage to protect him was take the punch for him. But the punch was meant for Dabby, a strong villain, not you, an average civilian. The strength of the punch blew you away a few meters, and you immediately passed out. And boy, was Dabby furious. He didn't just want to hurt the hero who punched you, he wanted to squash him to death. But Dabby's priority was getting you help, so even though he was literally shaking with anger, he created a blast so big he surprised even himself and escaped with you in his arms. Since he couldn't exactly be with you in the ambulance because of your reputation, he had to watch from afar as the paramedics found your unconscious body through an anonymous call. He didn't mind that he couldn't be next to you. He had certain heroes to burn alive. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye.